Good evening, Randy. I'm Honorable Akonte Andrew. I'm in Bafut. I used to be a parliamentarian and also caster of the National Assembly. But after 5 years, I realized that I was virtually wasting my time there. I'm only there to earn money, which wouldn't help Cameroon. And that was not my vision going into politics. So I'm happy that you have come this evening to talk to me. The issues at stake now are basic. In the 90s, when we cried out for a national conference, the regime made a mockery of it. And some West Cameroonians made a mockery of it. What we wanted was simply for Cameroonians to sit down and discuss the future of this country. It should have been better now. You can see young men are going right back to 1990, meaning that if the problem is not solved, they will only be postponing it. Even if the generation after us is not listened to, the generation after them will react even more violently than the one now is doing. So, I have one message to give to the regime, especially to the president of this country, who has been there for 30-something years. He surrounds himself with people like Famen Dongo and some English-speaking Cameroonians who don't want to hear the word West Cameroon. Whether they like to hear it or not, we are West Cameroonians. We were not captured by the Francophones. Our forefathers might have made an error, but they had all good intentions to take us to join the other part of Cameroon so that we could work as one federation. All these things coming up, unitary states, and finally coming out with something which doesn't even reflect that there are two cultures. Yet they deceive the whole world that Cameroon is a bilingual country. Whom are they deceiving? They are deceiving themselves. Because I'm speaking English in this country. And the moment I cross France, nobody hears of French. So we have an advantage, which Cameroon as a whole should exploit. You speak French, you end up with it in France. And know that after France, unfortunately for them, you can move to Europe, to most of the countries, and you will not hear French. No. We are asking just for a federation for now, so that we're waiting on the 30th to the 31st for Mr. President Biya's New Year's speech. It should come out to tell us that we are going back to the drawing table to re-examine the agreement between Foncha and Ahidjo, which is what everybody is waiting for. We like our French and Francophone brothers, but you see, they are not helping us. Because this slaughtering in the northwest and southwest, you slaughter children. You arrest over 150 children to Yaoundé, to an unknown destination. Soldiers take some English-speaking children and they dig their own graves and they put them right into the holes and shoot a commander stands there and says, tirez, tirez à la tête, tirez à la poitrine. And when they shoot, they cry and die. These same French soldiers say amen. C'est bon. This is terrible. This is horrible. And our brothers who call themselves our brothers of the French-speaking Cameroon are saying nothing about it. It shows that they don't want us. If we had held the national conference, this issue should have come up. And it should have been trashed at that time. But since it did not come up, and they used national conference to make a mockery of us, now the youth want a national constitutional conference, so that they will revisit the constitution and put things right. All those sections of the constitutions that were deleted by Ahidjo, Kumbia, in order to absorb the English-speaking Cameroonians have failed, because we don't have a constitution in this country. This issue now is above political parties. It is above political parties. It's a cultural problem now. And so any West Cameroonian who has the English culture and thinks that because of survival syndrome that they have used to deceive some of us, they can betray the culture of the English-speaking Cameroonians. I'm only advising them that now that they have an opportunity to talk to the powers that be, they should tell them, let what should come out on the 31st of December should be something to give hope to West Cameroonians. It is not going to be a political speech. It should be a statement that West Cameroonians are waiting for. You must use a bridge to cross to somewhere. So the lawyers came and the teachers came as a bridge for West Cameroonians. So it is not the issue of lawyers and teachers. I am very sure that even parents in West Cameroon will be ready to sacrifice 1 year of schooling just to get the right educational system for the children, instead of coming into class and teaching students whom we train at home to speak good English. You bring French teachers to come and speak pidgin in English classes. So it is very unfortunate.
Now, you just mentioned young people taking this fight on. Is it a blessing that young people are now at the forefront of the Southern Cameroon struggle?
It is a blessing, because we who are now old, we were young, and when we were talking about it, they thought it was a joke. Now it is our children who have taken it up. And at that time that I was standing on the podium and crying out, they saw me as a joker. They gave me names. These are our children whom we delivered in the 90s who have taken arms. And they are taking it to nobody can control them. We just sit at home and hear them perform. And so if Mr. Bia, who is an old man as well as we are, he should be 20 years older than me. Yes. I'm into my 67th year. But Mr. Bia is 20-something years older than me. And at that time, he thought that I was a joker. I kept quiet. I have kept quiet all this time. Since I left assembly, I have not spoken. This is the first time I'm talking again because the issue is no longer political. And so political parties, they can only come in as stakeholders. They should not come in at the forefront now. Can you imagine soldiers arresting girls, going into the hostels, removing them and rubbing them into mud? And the president, are you saying that he doesn't hear about it? Are you saying that Fame Ndongo doesn't get the issues that are flying in the air, airwaves? A few people should not hold this country ransom. We like to be with East Cameroonians, but as West Cameroonians, so that there will be a federal structure, regional structures, and the regions can take care of themselves. Go to Bamenda town, starting from Babaju. You know that you are entering into a different country, which is the most underdeveloped. Just from Bunda, you cross to Bunda, you are going into London. You are going into a civilized. The moment you are coming from Babaju, you are going into the lowest degraded people's land. And it is simply because we cannot handle our issues by ourselves as West Cameroonians. Those who are in Yaoundé, deceiving Mr. Bia that they are representing West Cameroon, are there for themselves and their families. I could have still struggled to stay in the assembly and eat the money. The money is there. But I will have to explain to these students now who are reacting. And you find some of us running their mouths like Atanganji. What he says, honestly, it is something unheard of. I wonder whether he will step his foot on West Cameroon grounds anymore, because he's a persona non grata as far as West Cameroon is concerned.
I think okay.
Yes, the last thing I will say, I will call on all my brothers of West Cameroon, right from Kambe down to Victoria, that they should remain calm. Let us use the knowledge that God has given us. Let us not jump into secession now. Let us give them a little chance. Just a little chance. If what he will say on the 31st is going to decide the fate of this country, but tell us that we are going to have a systematized federation where there is a federal structure and there are regional structures with electable governors to protect their people. Because you take somebody from Marwa and come and make him the governor of Southwest or Northwest. He will wait. He's a civil servant. He's waiting for transfer, either to be promoted to minister or transfer to another region. He is not thinking about the road from here to Wum. How does it concern him? The road from Babaju to Bamenda. How does it concern him? The road from Bamenda to Nkambe. It's not his business. As far as when he goes to Marwa, there are good roads for him. As far as Kabayeje Jive is in the assembly lobbying for his people, and they are having all the roads and all the facilities. As far as our own brothers who are there are only there to be able to satisfy themselves and their families. So give us a federation. If you don't give us a federation, then the next one you know is that we want to just stay on our own and forget about you. And you will need a passport to come in here.
When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes a duty. The people of West Cameroon have a duty to resist your oppression.